It's The Last Stand. And here is your host, Brian Custer.
So, what do you think you proved then, let's say, to the boxing public after that victory over Lubin?
That we're a contender, and we're a contender that's racing for that world championship, and that we can win it.
What do you remember most from that fight? I mean, both of you guys go down. I mean, it was nonstop action. I mean, just all I remember I used, that uppercut was vicious. And then all of a sudden, he's coming back. What do you remember most from that fight?
I remember that round clearly. I think it was the seventh round, right?
Yeah.
You know, I hit him with the uppercut, and there was blood splattering out. But, you know, I was watching it. I just remember the face swelling up more and more and more. You know, I remember taking that knee as well. I don't remember as a big part. It was just like, okay, get back up, go back to work. But I remember that seventh round very clearly. I kept hitting him with uppercuts, and the blood was putting out. I was like, they gotta stop this.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. And I know for us, looking at his face, I was like, oh my goodness. Were you like that too at some point in that fight? Like, man, look at this guy's face.
It was that round. I saw the morphing and the changing. I was like, there's no way that they're gonna continue this fight. I mean, his face wasn't cut or anything like that, but the swelling like that, it never really happens in boxing like that.
Surprised that the reaction from the crowd when his corner stopped it.
I wasn't surprised at that point, you know, because after that round, we came back into the fight, you know. I never felt like I left the fight. It's just that little second, you know, a little slip up. But we went back into the fight. I got back up. I went back to work. And when they called it, you know, I was like, you know, figures.
Yeah. Were you in any danger at all in that fight at any time?
I guess at that moment, but again, I had a cool head. I took that knee. I came back up, went back to work.
I read something where you told the boxing scene, quote, "I showed people what I was made of," end quote. Tell me what you meant about that.
Well, just like the questions before, you said how people looked at us as like a novelty because of our height. We're not that. We're not just that. Of course, we're a tall fighter. You know, we're tall and that's cool or whatever. Go play basketball, but we can fight. We can fight. We can bang. And we can become world champion.
What was the response you got after the fight? I mean, like social media. I'm sure probably the followers increased after that. What was the kind of response you got when you were out on the streets?
Positive, very positive, very, very positive. Of course, you got a couple negative, but I mean, if they're negative, I felt like they never were for you in the first place. You know, we went to Canastota for the Hall of Fame. I never fought in New York before, but the way they greeted me was like no other. Like, oh man, like you swear like I was from New York this whole time. It was great. It's a great feeling. So just that small event itself made me show how much that fight pushed me.
Yeah, the International Boxing Hall of Fame there is in Kansas. And quiet as kept. You're being modest. I heard you were like a rock star there. People were like, "Yo, I love the fight." Yeah, so that's really cool for you.